Aliens Explored is a podcast exploring famous and obscure cases of UFO sightings, alien abductions and other strange events from both a believing and a sceptical perspective whilst keeping an open mind. I'm Stu Jackson, a professional actor and amateur ufologist with a particular interest in the crop circle phenomenon. I'll be debating that otherworldly visitations are real. The truth is out there.
And I'm Neil Kelly. I'm a professional actor as well and used to work for the military as an intelligence analyst. I'll be arguing from a more doubtful point of view. I mean, it's all a bit far-fetched, isn't it?
This week will mark the 80th episode of Aliens Explored, and to mark the occasion, we have something a bit different for our listeners. We have a special announcement to make, which we're very excited about, and we can't wait to share it with you. Join us on Aliens Explored for the big reveal. Welcome back, listeners, to Aliens Explored, your weekly podcast where we look at UFOs, UAPs, alien events, abductions, the people surrounding them, and all manner of weirdness. But not this week. This week we're doing something very, very different. I'm one of your hosts, Stu Jackson.
And I'm your other grounded host this week, Neil Kelly. We'll be very terrestrial.
We are being very terrestrial, but we have some incredibly exciting news, do we not, Neil?
Well, I'm excited.
I'm absolutely excited. So this here, as we know, it's episode 80. This episode goes live. We pre-record these, as many people already know. This episode goes live on the 25th of February 2022 at 4 p.m. UK time. And as this is going live, something else has just gone live at 4 p.m. as well. We have launched a Patreon. Woo!
Yay!
It is massively exciting. So, listeners,
do all of our listeners know what a Patreon is?
Well, we're going to explain exactly what a Patreon is for anyone who doesn't. But
it's not like a Patriot missile.
No,
don't worry, we're not.
It's
nothing
like
destructive. It's a Patreon, not a patriot.
So, I mean, we've been doing this now for nearly 2 years, haven't we, Neil?
Yeah, we have.
And it's fair to say we have enormous fun doing Aliens Explored.
We do. Do you think we maybe... no, I'm not going to say it. No.
Go on.
It was unwise. More fun than our listeners. But no, I'm not sure we do. We're here to entertain, aren't we? Well, and entertainers should be entertained while they're entertaining. That's what makes it. We find the fun. The job's half done.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I know many of our listeners get in touch and tell us how much they enjoy listening, especially when you get sort of irate, Neil.
They do seem to like that, don't they? They do. When I tap into when I find my rage,
your primal instincts come out.
Yes. But this week, I'm out of touch with anger. I'm in a state of grace. I don't think there's likely to be anything that will work me up.
We'll see what we can do.
People are switching off already.
Neil, if anyone can wind you up, it's me. As we know. But yeah, no, we've had like tremendous fun doing these episodes. And here's the thing, listeners, we want to do more. Now, I don't just mean carry on. We're planning to carry on doing this for a long time to come, but we want to do more of it. There are other things that we want to be doing, maybe even a second podcast. That's a potential thing down the line. But of course, it takes resources to do this kind of thing. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes, hate to say it, money to do them. So here is your opportunity to help us to deliver more of the content that you absolutely love. Now, Patreon. Were you familiar with Patreons before I started talking to you about this idea, Neil?
Yeah, I subscribe to it. I do pay a small amount of money every month because I do find their content very worthwhile. It's very good as an alternative news source. I watch Double Down News a lot.
Shout out to Double Down News. They're paying for this advert, aren't they?
They're paying for this advert, yes.
They're not paying for this advert.
Yeah.
But Neil pays them.
Even though it's usually George Monbiot, and it's often quite a depressing subject.
Okay.
But he delivers it so well. So yeah, it's an important medium, and it's out of the control of the corporations. So.
It absolutely is. So the way a Patreon works, you go to the website patreon.com. That's Patreon with an E before the O, rather than just patron. And it gives you the opportunity to help support various projects, podcasts like ours being one of them. You get to subscribe for various amounts of money, depending on your circumstance and how much you want to support, how much you're able to support, and all that. And you get things back by way of a thank you. So we have a number of tiers. They're referred to as tiers, aren't they, Neil?
They are, yeah.
And we have a number
that's TIERS.
I don't know. We've had a few tiers of the other kind over the years as well. But yes. So, do you want to start off with our first tier, Neil, or shall I?
All right. I'll start. So, pay all prices before VAT. Our first tier is a close encounter of the first kind at £2 a month. And obviously, on first kind, we have a visual sighting of you. And what you get is a thank you in each episode description release while you remain a Patreon, and access to our exclusive Discord server where you can chat about UFO events with like-minded folk.
Or people who disagree with you, like Neil does with me.
No, but at least they're like-minded in the sense that they want to discuss the subject.
Absolutely. Now, Neil is absolutely right when he says that these prices are before VAT. Patreon adds VAT. That's just simply nothing we can do anything about. And just kind of the way it is. And we're giving you these prices in sterling because we're British. So that's what we do. But I believe that when you go on to Patreon, it'll give you the prices in whatever your local currency is. So yes, that is Close Encounter of the First Kind at £2 per month. Now, if you want to get a little bit more involved than that, you can go for our next tier, which is a close encounter, you'll be surprised to hear, of the second kind. This comes in at £5 per month plus VAT. And this one is where we get evidence of your presence as you leave a physical trace. Now, you notice we're doing like the close encounters thing, and we're tying it in with what that close encounter means. I like it. So, you get all the benefits of the Close Encounter of the First Kind. So you get a thank you in each episode description. You get access to this exclusive Discord server. But in addition to that, for £5 a month, you will get recognised as Explorer of the Week with periodic shout-outs from us on actual episodes.
Hey.
So we're very, very vocal about it. It's probably worth mentioning as well. We're talking about these thank yous. This can be a thank you in form of a nickname, or if you want us to use your business name to promote yourself, feel free. Or if you'd rather not, if you'd rather be anonymous, that is absolutely fine. We're more than happy not to mention you if you prefer.
If you're worried, the Men in Black will be on your tail.
Yes.
They're listening into this and making notes.
Indeed. But, we like to thank you, and, you'll get a thank you from us anyway. But just, maybe not by name if you don't want. But if you don't tell us, we will mention you. There we go. That sounds almost like a threat. That's wrong. It's not a threat on us. We just want to thank you. Anyway, Neil, do you want to tell them about the next one?
Yes, you get that's a close encounter of the third kind. For those of you still using your fingers to keep up, that's me anyway. But just a snip at £10 a month. Making Contact gets you early bird access to the episodes. So you get early access to upcoming episodes, i.e. 1 week early.
Very nice. That is, of course, in addition to getting Explorer of the Week shout-outs, a thank you in each episode description, and, of course, access to that Discord server. And interestingly, Neil, do you know how much money you would have to pay to get access to that Discord server outside of being a Patreon supporter?
No, I don't.
There isn't any money that you can give, because the only way to get access to that Discord server is through Patreon.
You tricked me again.
I did indeed. So there we go. On to our next tier then, which is, you've guessed it, a close encounter of the fourth kind. This comes in at £15 per month plus VAT. So this is where you take us aboard your spacecraft so that you can probe our thoughts. What that means in reality is that, as well as a thank you in the episode descriptions, the access to the Discord server, the Explorer of the Week shout-outs, the early access to upcoming episodes 1 week early, you also get, I'm very excited about this one, you get access to short videos from both Neil and myself separately, speculating on how we're going to address the following week's subjects. So you can get Neil telling you, before I know, what he thinks about the following week's subject. How about
that? I will get dressed to when I do it. I'll start getting in the habit of getting dressed every day.
Yes, please do.
Right.
Very excited. I'm really excited for that one. To share my thoughts and say, this is how I'm going to get Neil. I'll make a believer of him yet, and give you all the facts and figures. It's only going to be a short sort of 5-minute video from each of us. I'm saying 5 minutes. It might be 3 minutes 1 week, it might be 6 minutes the next, but it's just going to be a short video just telling you what we think about the future episode.
Yeah. So next here, close encounter of the fifth kind, which it jumps up to £25 a month. Now this is getting a bit the harem of the ladies of the harem of the Court of King Karaticus. So in addition to this, right, what you get in addition to the above is that for every 6 months that you maintain consecutive subscription to this tier, you will get an exclusive Aliens Explored t-shirt shipped to you, featuring designs not available anywhere else. So we'll be printing off a new t-shirt every 6 months for our listeners at this level, in addition to all the other things you're getting.
Yes, in addition to the short videos of us, the early access to upcoming episodes, Explorer of the Week shout-outs, the Discord server, and a thank you in the episode descriptions. Whew, running out of breath. Very exciting. And these t-shirts, so you and I, Neil, and a very, very limited number of very special listeners have Aliens Explored t-shirts already. But these are going to be different designs. It's going to be a different design every 6 months. I've no idea what they're going to be, but we've got an artist lined up, ready, who's going to absolutely blow us away with some phenomenal artwork on these t-shirts. I'm absolutely psyched. See, you and I can have t-shirts as well, Neil. What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, it'll give me a chance to refresh my wardrobe.
Well, it means that you'll be able to get dressed.
I mean, we have done for pretty much all the time we've been doing this podcast. We've been shut away due to the pandemic, so I've tended to live a large part of the last couple of years just in my pajamas.
Well, you may not want to be sharing that for our next.
For those of you who want to picture that,
because our next tier is Close Encounters of the Sixth Kind. Now, this is when you get really serious as a patron of the show at £50 a month plus VAT. And Close Encounter of the Sixth Kind, of course, is when you break through the walls of consciousness and are present with us as passengers in our minds. What that means really is that in addition to everything else, including the T-shirt, including the Discord server, including the thank yous, the early access, and those short videos, you will get access. People are going to be clamoring for this one, Neil. You get access to Neil and I's video calls when we record the episodes. So you get to see us battling it out live. How exciting is that?
And you get to see all the stuff that Stu usually edits out later.
Yes, and apparently you'll get to see Neil's pajamas. Now, I'm sure Neil will dress for me. I hope Neil will dress
I will.
for me.
I'll start wearing like the BBC in the 1930s. I'll be full evening dress with a bow tie.
Absolutely. And that's definitely one for real fans of the show to see us doing this live.
Yes.
That'd be, that's going to be so much fun.
Now, the next tier, Project Serpo. This will cost you £100 a month, but it's for a true alien explorer. We will whisk you away to our world. So in addition to all of the above, every 6 months that you maintain a consecutive subscription to this tier, you get to be a co-host on an episode along with Stu and myself. So you get to actually be on the show and
Wow.
you will join in the discussion with us.
I mean, I would say that's the kind of thing you just can't buy.
Well,
But you can.
except here. You can buy it here.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you get to be a third host. Now, I'm hoping that the people who subscribe to this tier are going to be people like me who absolutely believe fervently that UFOs are real, that we are being visited, that governments know about it. And I'm sure you hope for exactly the same thing, don't you, Neil?
Well, if you want to come along and tell Stu he's talking a load of nonsense, I've got your back, pal. You want to engage in a bit of verbal shin kicking,
Absolutely. Now, so that is, as we say, in addition to all the other benefits that you get as well. And now we get into the really, really, really serious stuff. So if we've got any listeners out there who are secret millionaires and really want to go absolutely mental and nuts in supporting us, we have two very, very, very special tiers. So Project Serpo, yes, you get to be a co-host every 6 months. That would be over Zoom, over video chat, basically. But our next tier is Interstellar Traveller. At £1,000 UK sterling per month, plus VAT, you get the chance to meet with us in person and be the star of a video show. We will meet you anywhere in the UK to discuss and record an episode, and you get to choose the subject that we'll be discussing as well. Wow. That's phenomenal, isn't it? And of course, you get all the other benefits leading up to it as well. That's
You'll be
absolutely
inundated
amazing.
with stuff.
You can't top that, really, can you, Neil?
You'll actually become more integrated into the show than we are.
Indeed. Well, I think it would be absolutely impossible to do any better than that.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? But remember, we're only talking. This is only an offer really for our UK listeners. So we're also offering the final front tier.
Do I need to rename it now?
Well, you've renamed it Galactic Federation membership, and it's £5,000 per month. So you are amongst the ultimate elite, and you get all the access we can give you to the riches and diversity of the galaxy. Basically, become our boss. But we will meet you anywhere reasonably accessible in the world to discuss and record an episode, again, a subject of your choosing.
That is incredible. So we can go to Nevada, we can go to Area 51, maybe not go inside Area 51 because that will be inaccessible, but we can go to the Alien Inn, the tavern, the alien-themed tavern, maybe in Nevada, or, we can go somewhere anywhere in the world. That is absolutely
for our listeners in Afghanistan, we will require certain guarantees as to security and such.
It is worth mentioning with those last two tiers, Interstellar Traveller and Galactic Federation membership. I'm really tempted to rename that now to the Final Frontier. Really tempted. Don't be surprised, listeners, if you hit on that Patreon and it is called the Final Frontier. But yes, with those two, the £1,000 a month or the £5,000 a month, remember that's plus VAT. With those, do get in touch with us before you subscribe to discuss what your requirements are. We want to make absolutely certain that we would be able to meet your requirements. So don't just go ahead and do it, and then we have to say, oh no, you're somewhere we can't get to because I don't know, our passports don't allow us
because there's a war or not.
or whatever. So just get in touch with us, let us know first. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we'd be able to manage, but we wouldn't want you to be disappointed.
And it sounds like a hefty amount, but really it's to cover our airfare.
Yeah,
getting both of us out to Australia. Well, there's not going to be much change out of $5,000 for that.
Oh no, and then of course you've got hotels, and we need feeding. We must be fed. So now in addition, so that's our tiers. That's 9 tiers altogether. So there's kind of something I think for everyone's pocket there. So any help that you can give us in making this is going to be very greatly received. But we've also set up some stretch goals as well. Now, these are goals where if we hit a certain amount of money coming in each month from the Patreon, we can do additional things. The first one is once we hit £300 a month coming in. That's not a huge task, I don't think. We should be able to get that quite readily, I would have thought. We are going to move the podcast from audio to video. Now, we'll also be putting it out as audio as we do already, but we will also be putting out video episodes which only you would be able to see as a patron. That'll be for your eyes only. But
yes, we don't want to get rid of the audio only because I'm sure a lot of our listeners like to just lie in a dark room or listen while they're driving or some such.
Oh, absolutely. But if you do want to see Neil in his pajamas, now that will be an option. Obviously, Close Encounters of the Sixth Kind, you get to see it being recorded live. That's assuming you can make the date and time of us recording it. But these will be videos left on the Patreon in perpetuity for you to go back and look at. time and time again. See Neil in his pajamas over and over and over. You're going to regret saying that. Man.
I'm going to buy some nice pajamas now. I'm going to get some gold silken pajamas with Chinese dragons all over them.
I got some nice satin ones.
Have you?
Yeah, I got 2 pairs of satin pajamas. I got black satin and red satin.
Wow, are you entertaining?
Because no. I mean, I've got a partner, but yeah, I haven't seen her in ages. Anyway, I don't know why I just shared that. So that's our first stretch goal, is £300 a month. Once we get to £600 a month, I mentioned earlier about a second podcast, didn't I? So it's £600 a month. We are going to start doing a second weekly podcast discussing other paranormal events. So we're going to widen the scope beyond UFOs, beyond aliens, and discuss other strange and mysterious goings on. And do you want to tell everyone about our final stretch goal, Neil?
Our final stretch goal, when we reach £1,500 a month, £1,500 sterling UK, we will have a once per month video episode where we will investigate UFO sites from the UK for as long as that goal is met.
Yes, it's worth mentioning that the same with all the stretch goals. While ever that goal is being met, that's what we will be doing. I mean, you know, they sort of dip up and down a little bit sometimes, amounts. So yeah, there we go. Those are our Patreon tiers and our stretch goals. So excited for it. Now, I expect you're wondering, how can you get involved? Because you're dying to. If you go to patreon.com/aliens explored, it's all there, ready and waiting for you. It went live at 4 p.m. as this episode launched. I wonder who our first patron is going to be.
I'm wondering about that too.
I've got a couple of ideas who it might be.
Have you?
Yeah. But there are some listeners who get in touch with us and have been talking to us. I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are. I wonder if you're going to be the first. Or is it going to be somebody who's never got in touch with us?
Could be.
Somebody waiting in the wings to pounce.
I'm not going to speculate.
That's going to be quite a prestige thing. First patron. Exciting. So, get on the Patreon, get your subscription in, and start reaping those rewards. I'm really excited for it. Do I sound excited, Neil?
You do sound excited. Sound very excited.
I'm excited.
You look excited, a bit blurry, but I guess that's because you're so excited.
Yes.
Agitated.
Yes, it has that effect on me. Excellent. So, and don't forget, listeners, if there is a tier or a reward that you would like to see that's not in there, you can always make suggestions to us. Clean ones, preferably.
But not a close encounter of the seventh kind where they reproduce with.
Do you know what, Neil? Especially for you, I did not include that one.
I noticed. It was conspicuous by its absence. But if there are any extraterrestrials listening who want to create a human extraterrestrial hybrid, well, you know, I'm sure we can offer some advice.
What tier would that be? Oh, crikey. Anyway, yeah, so if there are rewards you would like that aren't listed yet, let us know. And if we're able to do it, if it's a reasonable request, then we'll definitely see what we can do. You can contact us via the usual means, emailing us, aliensexplored@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching Aliens Explored. You can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/Aliens Explored. Or, of course, we have our website, aliensexplored.com. Wow. absolutely phenomenal. We'll stick a link in below as well. Don't forget to join us next time, though, because we will be doing our review of the recent series, Top Secret UFO Projects Declassified. I went all Jeremy Clarkson there, and I don't know why. He's for our overseas listeners. He's an arse.
He is a total arse.
He's an arse on TV. Yeah,
but very popular with people with petrol heads. People for our overseas listeners, petrol is gasoline.
Yes,
gasoline. People who like basically people who like cars, automobiles.
He's a TV presenter who punched his assistant for bringing him a sandwich when he wanted a steak.
He's done far more than that as well.
Oh yes,
I mean, yeah, he is a prize. He's a champion of the anti-woke brigade and such, isn't he?
Yes.
Political correctness gone mad is
not a fan.
Is his rallying cry.
Anyway, so yes, so next week we're reviewing this series, Top Secret UFO Projects Declassified. So don't miss that. Anything you want to add before we go, Neil?
I can't think of anything. Nothing springs to mind.
Excellent. Well,
I'm sure it will as soon as we've finished. But
it usually does for me. Well, in the meantime, until next week, keep watching those skies, listeners, and get on that Patreon. Take care for now.
Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Aliens Explored is a Figo Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Darren Mafucci and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Twitter and Facebook by searching Aliens Explored or visit aliensexplored.com.